Browser add-ons make the web more functional, and to be honest, without them, the web would be unbearable. Today, I'm gonna share you with my must-have add-ons that will greatly enhance your web experience in 2025. Augmented Steam. Augmented Steam significantly improves the Steam store experience. First, it shows you where you can buy a game at the cheapest price and lets you see the historical discounts it's had on Steam. It automatically skips the age restriction page. On the right side, it shows you how many people are playing the game. If the game requires a third-party client, it indicates that on the store page. It also adds links on the right side to help you research the game and shows you the estimated playtime on the store page as well. An absolute must-have for Steam users. Dark Reader. Dark Reader applies a dark theme to websites that don't have one. An amazing add-on for people who love dark themes. I love dark themes so much that I actually painted my whole room in dark themes. So yeah, this add-on is definitely a must-have for me. You can set it to only work at specific times. For instance, it can be disabled in the morning and automatically enabled in the evening. Sometimes I hear people experiencing performance problems with Dark Reader, but solution to this actually is quite simple. Go to Dark Reader settings and check the Detect Dark Theme option. This way, if a website already has a dark theme, the add-on won't apply a filter. It will allow you to have faster browsing experience. Firefox multi-account containers. This add-on allows each website to open as if it's in a separate browser profile. For example, let's say you create a personal container and log into your Google account, then create a work container, and when you go to YouTube from work container, you'll see that you won't be logged in. Since it's opening from a separate container, it's like using a completely different profile. You've never visited this website. Firefox multi-account containers allow you to use multiple accounts in the same browser, or you can use it to keep certain sites away from your regular browser cookies. If you also use Mozilla's VPN service, you can assign a proxy per container. This way you can ensure that certain containers always access websites from a different IP address. Unfortunately though, this is a Firefox exclusive add-on and there is no equivalent for Chromium based browsers. If you're using a Chromium browser, the only alternative is to create separate profiles and manually switch between them, which is much more tiresome compared to what we are doing in Firefox. Gesturefy. This add-on allows you to create shortcuts using your mouse. It's easier to understand with an example. Let's say you're on a website and just want to go back. Instead of moving your mouse to the back button in the upper left corner, you hold down the right mouse button and drag it to the left. This takes you to the previous page. To go forward, you do the opposite motion, drag it to the right. You can swipe up to go to the top of the page or down to go to the bottom. You can close a tab, reopen a closed tab, and do whatever you want. You can add any customization, any shortcut that you want within Gesturefy and add that to your mouse, and you won't have to use your keyboard again while using the browser. Of course, I still use my keyboard shortcuts, but this add-on significantly speeds up my web experience. You don't have to just use one or the other. I am just using multi, like I use my mouse sometimes, I use my keyboard sometimes. I highly recommend Gesturefy. Even if you've never used mouse shortcuts before, I highly believe that you'll like it. And by the way, I have to mention this is only available on Firefox, although there are some other equivalent extensions on Chrome Web Store. You can find them, and some Chromium based browsers have this built-in, like Vivaldi or Opera, they have it built-in. Get RSS Feed URL. This add-on helps you easily find and copy a website's RSS feed. For those unfamiliar with RSS, it's a technology that allows you to follow all websites and social media in one place. And yeah, this is not a new technology. It has been there for decades, but still it sounds like a new technology, isn't it? A must-have add-on for those who use RSS, and if you don't use RSS, I think you should check it out when you have the free time. It probably will change how you look at the web entirely. Markdown work. This add-on automatically converts text on the website into Markdown format. Personally, I use Obsidian to take notes in Markdown format, so when I need to quote an article or any text from a website, this add-on is incredibly helpful. You can also download and save websites in Markdown format with a single click. This just creates a text file. You can just save it whenever you want to access it later on. Multithreaded download manager. If you're like me and cannot use internet download manager because I use Arch Linux, by the way, this add-on is for you. It splits any file into multiple parts while downloading. This way you will download much more faster because you're splitting the file and creating multiple connections. But unfortunately, it doesn't have video or audio capture features like internet download manager, but I think it does an excellent job of the main task of a download manager, which is segmented and fast downloading. Progressive web apps for Firefox. One of the Mozilla's most frustrating decisions was to remove Progressive Web App support from its desktop browser. Progressive Web App allows you to download a website to your computer as if it's a native application and open it like a native app on your system. Some people don't like it. I personally love it and use it every day. On Chromium-based browsers, you don't need an add-on for this. It's built in, but Mozilla for some reason decided that this feature wasn't necessary for desktop and removed it. If you're a Firefox user like me and want to use Progressive Web Apps, this add-on is essential. And if you've never tried Progressive Web Apps, I think you should. I use it for mostly graphic design apps. For example, I use Photopea as a Progressive Web App, and it really feels like a native app that is just written for Linux, but it's just a web app, and that's the beauty of it. I don't understand why some people hate Progressive Web Apps. It's just, I think for me it was a very, very nice experience, and I don't understand, and I'll never understand why Mozilla just removed this feature on the desktop app. Many people don't even know this add-on exists, so yeah, there you go. You can use Progressive Web Apps on Firefox with this extension, and I hope in the near future it'll come as a native so we don't have to use these workarounds. Return YouTube dislike. This add-on brings back the YouTube dislike icon, and you might ask, how does it do it? Didn't YouTube remove it altogether from APIs as well? You cannot access it? Yeah, well, before YouTube removed dislike counts, the extension authors downloaded the historical data of dislikes, so they have a database of dislike counts from before 2021. So if you're watching a video before 2021, it comes from the database. But for dislikes after 2021, this extension provides an estimate based on the number of dislikes among users of this add-on. So for example, in a recent video I uploaded to my other channel, the add-on reported 26 dislikes. But when I checked in YouTube Studio, there were actually 38 dislikes. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives a reasonably close estimate. Remove YouTube suggestions. This add-on allows you to remove unwanted elements from YouTube. You can disable the homepage, the sidebar, notifications, pretty much any part of the YouTube you can think of. You can also schedule when this add-on is active. Some of you might ask, why use something like this? Why am I disabling all these features? My reason is to prevent distractions. I want YouTube to serve me. So when I watch a YouTube video, I just want to, finish it and then get back to my work. Otherwise, the algorithm spews up all sorts of videos, then, I'm getting distracted. Of course, this is a personal preference. You don't have to use this. In my experience, it has a positive impact on my life. Sideberry. This is the most customizable tree-style tab add-on for Firefox. It opens on the left side and displays your tabs in a tree structure. Some of you might not know a tree structure. To explain what that means, here's an example. Let's say you're doing a research and have two tabs open. When you open new tabs from each of these research tabs, they'll open under the initial tabs. This makes it much easier to actually follow up your research. It also has a workspace feature to prevent tab clutter. You can customize the look of Sideberry to an incredible degree, allowing you to change almost every aspect of it. One of my favorite features is the snapshot function. This function lets you save a snapshot of your open tabs at any time and go back to them later, especially if you're doing any kind of research work. Saving them into tree style format is amazing. Explaining everything about Sideberry would definitely take an entire video. It has so many features. If you like tree style tabs, you should definitely give Sideberry a try. SimpleLogin. This add-on allows you to create random email addresses when signing up for websites and respond to emails sent to those addresses. I have an annual subscription, so I can create unlimited email addresses and give them to any websites I want. If I get spammed, I can deactivate the email with a single click. This precaution is incredibly important if you don't want any, spammy email inbox. There will be an affiliate link in the description. You can use it for free up to a certain point, but you'll need to subscribe after you create some email inboxes. I think they have up to 15 for free. And then if you want to go up to 15, you will need to subscribe to SimpleLogin. Sponsor block. This add-on allows you to skip various segments within YouTube videos, such as sponsor messages, subscription reminders, intros, and summaries, and many more. You might wonder, how does it work? When you watch a video, if you see a sponsored segment, you can report to add-on, and then the next time someone watches the same video, it automatically skips that segment for them. It doesn't have to be a sponsored segment, by the way. For instance, if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe and click to the notification bell. Someone might have already marked this part with sponsor block, so it'll be automatically skipped if you have the extension. This add-on helps you save time on YouTube. Temporary containers. This add-on allows any websites to open in randomly generated Firefox container. We talked about containers just earlier with the Firefox multi-account containers add-on, but temporary containers takes your container experience to the next level. If you're browsing and haven't assigned a website to a specific container, temporary containers opens that site in a random container. Think of it like browsing in incognito mode without not actually going incognito. Why should I use an add-on like this? Well, to take your privacy to the next level. It's definitely not for everyone, sometimes convenient and privacy just mixes up, and some of you won't like it, but I'm sure some of you will like it. If there's a website that you don't want to open in a temporary container, just go to the Firefox multi-account containers and set that website to always open in a specific container. Translate web pages. This add-on uses Google Translate to translate websites into other languages. Yes, I know Firefox recently added an offline translation feature, but it still doesn't support many languages. Therefore, I still use this add-on. uBlock Origin, the world's best ad blocker. Did you know even the FBI recommends regular users to use an ad blocker? The reason behind this is that malicious software can be often distributed through ads on the web, especially if you're not very tech savvy. Some people might just say, I would never install any malware through ads, but not everybody is tech savvy. I've seen this with my own eyes with other people. I've had relatives, I have friends, and many of them had viruses on their computer just because they didn't have an ad blocker. So you should use an ad blocker, and even the best of us could fall into some traps sometimes. So yeah, I think having an ad blocker is important for security, and not just for security, of course. It makes your web experience much better. But unfortunately, uBlock Origin is now Firefox exclusive because ad blockers took a hit on Chromium-based browsers. Manifest v2 extensions are now banned on Chromium, so uBlock Origin doesn't work in Chromium-based browsers. So your only option is to go with uBlock Lite add-on, which is going to be a nerfed version of it, but still it's better than nothing. Web archives. Sometimes when you click on a link, you get a message like, we couldn't find the page you're looking for. If you give up at that point, you're making a mistake because it's likely that the page was archived in the past. With web archives, you can go back in time and see what was on a page in the past. With a single click, it takes you to the archived version of the currently open tab. YouTube Enhancer. This add-on has tons of features, but the only reason I use it because it lets me take a screenshot of a YouTube video. Yes, that's the only reason I use it, but it has many features. You can check it out. It gives you a high resolution of a YouTube screenshot, so that's why I use this extension. YouTube Playback Speed Control. This add-on automatically adds your preset speed options to the YouTube player, so you can change the video speed with a single click. Before this add-on, changing the video speed on YouTube felt like a chore. Now I can do it with just single click. I never want to click the setting option to set speed again. It's just easier this way. If you liked my add-on recommendations in this video, I have another video that I think you'll even love more, the Linux application Iceberg. If you want to discover a variety of great apps that will be useful for you on Linux, you can watch that video right here.